Hi everybody, Stacy Sargent with Restoration Made Simple, and today is like restoration technician, like Christmas Day, right? So what just arrived to me was the DBK Drymatic Boost Bar Startup Kit, right? So it arrived on my doorstep. It came in these two boxes. Right here at the packing slip, let's look to see what we expect. All right, so it says we're gonna have the Boost Bar, that's here in this box. And then we've got 3 different sizes of the floor mats. All right, so I'm assuming that those are in here. We've got a mat-to-mat connector. Then they have a really nice roller bag system. It says that there's a black roller bag system in here. And the pedestal system. Now, I don't know what the pedestal system is. It might be a different name for something that I expect to find in here, but we're gonna see. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get this unboxed. Now, I had my box cutter so I could look really official, but look, says do not open with a box cutter. So I have my trusty kitchen scissors. Let's get to it. All right, so first box, unboxed. And what we have here is what they call the Boost Bar. And really the Boost Bar is a directed heating system. So like your E-Tesses or your Cubes or something else, this is just a really, really efficient heating system. So what I had in that box was the owner's manual, right? Which I love to go through front and back because I think you get really good information in there. But we also have what they call the Boost Bar air mover connector sleeve. So you definitely need this, okay? And then we have this additional strap that's going to be used on this front manifold piece. And I'll show you how we use this here in just a minute. But I want to show you real quickly. This is great. The cord wraps around here. Anytime you use it, you're going to need to unwind this cord so that you have full access to the front manifold system, because anything we attach, we're going to need to attach right around here. So make sure that you unwind your cord all the way. Now, this right here, like I said, your Boost Bar, it is a heating system, but it doesn't have its own air movement or fan installed in this. And so you're going to have to put your own air mover on the intake side. So this is the sleeve that connects. It's really nice. It goes around your Boost Bar here, and it allows you to tighten down and get a really good seal. And then what you would do is attach your air mover here, okay? Now, it's fit for usually the low profiles or like your snail axials. I do just have this dual right here. It's not the right size, but you can see how then you would put your air mover here. You have the straps right here where you can make sure that you tighten that down, and that gives you the air movement so you can push the heat from the Boost Bar out wherever you need it. So let's talk about how we can use this. You can use this like you would use any directed heat drying system. If I'm in an environment like a crawl space or an area that doesn't have HVAC running and I have really low temperatures, I could use this just to heat my space so that my dehumidifiers can run efficiently, right? Just to increase the temperature of my drying chamber and my drying environment. I can also use it to duct direct heating. This right here is the right size to put lay flat ducting against. And then we have this additional strap right here that allows us to open up. We put our lay flat ducting there, we attach this, we put it down really nice and tight, we've got a tight seal, and then we can direct that heat wherever we want it to go. Okay, so really great way to duct heat, really great way to add heat to our drying chamber to make sure all of our other equipment is running appropriately. So really excellent piece of equipment just to use as a directed heating system. All right, so let's get into this second box. If I go off my packing slip, what I'm supposed to get in here is a couple different sizes of the floor mat systems. So we'll take a look at those. Then it also says I'm gonna have a mat connector, the nice roller bag, black packing roller bag that we should have, and the pedestal system, which is gonna be a surprise to me because I don't know what that is. So again, it's my trusty kitchen scissors. We don't wanna damage anything with a box cutter. All right, so it looks like everything is nice and packed inside this black roller bag. As you can see, super nice and effective. You've got a handle, just like you were pulling your luggage through the airport. So really easy to get in and out. But let's see what's inside. Think we're going camping? Think this is a sleeping bag? I hope so. Courtesy thermos mug. That's good marketing. A little cloth, actually, my glasses could use that right now. Got the spots on there, all right. Now I can fully see what we're working with here. All right, these I believe are the connector pieces in case we want to use several of these at a time. Oh, look at this. I got my hot drink and the cold drink. I can caffeinate and hydrate. They're taking care of us, guys. That's customer service. All right. And then I've got this one last one right here. So each of these right here, oh, this is the pedestal bed. Okay, so let's open this one up and see what we have here. It says this one is the pedestal bed. Oh, I see. This is if we need to put it up on something, it allows us to raise it. If we need to put it around something, it also allows us to do that as well. If we have a column or something in the middle of the room, we can get around it, which is really nice. Okay, so this right here is just a heat drying blanket, but it has the pedestal stand right here in it. So what I got in the starter kit was the pedestal one, which I already showed you, and then I got 3 different sizes. So this looks to be the largest one, and it's a 10 foot by 6.5 foot right here. We have this one, which is a 10 foot by 5 foot, and then we have this one, which looks to be the smallest one, which is a 10 foot by 3 foot, okay? So I'm not gonna unpackage all of these. I'm gonna go back and use the pedestal one just to explain to you the material and how this works. But what I do wanna tell you, this 10 foot by 3 foot is incredible because what is it perfect for? Hallways. What is it perfect for? Stairs. If you had a couple of these, you connect them together. Let's say you had a set of hardwood stairs. Right? And we can dry that out because it didn't have a contaminant in the water. Like, how incredible to have this 10 by 3 feet that you can connect and run them down your stairs and dry them out. Awesome. So this 10 by 3 foot size, I love it. I think it's genius. I think you're going to use it all the time. These bigger sizes are great. These drying blankets, they're good for a lot of your non-porous or lower evaporation materials. That's going to be concrete, masonry. You can use these on carpet and pad or carpet and underlayment. You can use this on hardwood floors. You can use this on tile. You can use this on walls, drywall, for a complex wall assembly or floor assembly. Like really, this is not a product that you're going to buy and only use on hardwood floors. You're going to use this on any of your complex assemblies that you're able to dry out, right? And then not only are these going to dry out flooring or wall assemblies, it comes with a directed heat drying system that you can use for anything, right? So let's get back and talk about what these are made out of. So this is very similar to a parachute material, right? If you've ever seen a parachute, felt a parachute, that's what this is. This is your parachute type material. If you look at the back of it, you see it has all these perforated holes, right? These perforated holes are what's going to direct that warm, dry air into whatever affected surface you have. So if that's hardwood flooring, if it's concrete, whatever it is, this is what's going to direct that warm, dry air directly in there. So now you can see that this is all really, really good hook and loop, or, you know, Velcro is what we call it. But if we want to be professional, we're going to call it hook and loop. So take this out. Now this again is my strap in case I'm using flat lay ducting. But if I'm using these, they're going to have the hook and loop. I get what I need to open up as much as I need. I'm going to place it under. It's going to come up. Open it up as much as I need. And then these are going to seal on each other. And then I've got this really good seal. Once I turn these on, you're going to see that there are these chambers right here, and they're going to fill up with air once I turn this on, right? Air mover pushes the warm, dry air into the blankets, which is directed down onto my affected material. And then if I want to attach another length of these on, these are my attachment straps, okay? So if you can see how that works, it's really, really a great product. Okay, so that's what I got in my starter package, guys. I think it's a pretty complete product. What I do want to tell you is, keep watching, because I'm going to go through some specific before and after photos from some jobs that this system has been used on. So I really want you to see what it can do on like hardwood floors, sports flooring, gym floors, that type of thing. So I'm going to show you some before and after, so stay tuned. One other thing I want to tell you about, I didn't get into because it wasn't part of my starter kit. But if we're just talking about the boost bar, right? We talked about this being its own independent directed drying system. You can get attachments to go on this manifold. There is a 4-port attachment and there's a 12-port attachment. The 12-port attachment is amazing because that's going to be that piece of equipment where you can drill holes under the toe kick of cabinetry or into, drywall, and you can inject warm, dry air into cabinets, wall cavities, that type of thing. They also have another really cool attachment that's called their 90-degree attachment. And what it does is it goes over this manifold right here, it tilts down. So that if I have hardwood flooring, I've removed the base, I can push warm, dry air down into that side and pull it through underneath and bring it up on the other side. So there are some really cool attachments that make this boost bar your all-in-one directed dry heating system. And then you can get the heat drying blankets that can just really be effective for saving so many complex flooring and wall assemblies. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you some before and afters so you really get an idea of the capabilities of this equipment.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you a couple of setups of the DBK drying blankets on some jobs. So let me show you a couple of examples of how you can set that equipment up. Okay, so this shows you an example of those Snell air movers attached to the end of the boost bar. And you can see here how they were able to put these two together. So they're really pushing a lot of warm, dry air in through here. Now, if you needed to only put one air mover, you only had one boost bar, your Velcro is going to allow you to adjust that. But this gives you an idea of how those air movers attach to the end of those boost bars to push that warm, dry air in through the heater into your drying blankets. So you can see here how these have been set up along this wood floor. You see how you're able to connect them together. They can go down a hallway, or like we talked about, down a staircase with that 3-foot piece here. And then this is right here in front of some cabinets in a kitchen, like a galley type kitchen. So this is an excellent example of how you can set those up. So what I want to show you here, this was an old house, 100-year-old house, and it had had water damage coming in from a ceiling. Nobody was living in the home at the time, so it wasn't detected. And so that drywall ceiling fell in. You can see all of the insulation. Well, once we removed all of the debris and the contents in there, there was carpet and pad, which we then pulled up and found these 100-year-old plank floors. The family really, really wanted us to try and save it. And so we talked to the insurance adjuster. They said, go ahead and give it a try because the replacement of these floors would be really, really high. So they said to go ahead and try it. You can see here, this actually was some staining from moisture. And then you'll see what happened. Same pictures here gives you some additional information. You can see here that tack strip, we pulled up the carpet and the pad. This was what was left underneath. We set the dehue here to add additional warmth going from that air mover into the boost bar onto those floors. Right, the moisture levels started to come down, and you can see this same area where it had all that staining and discoloration. That actually was released during the drying process. And here's what we were left with. You can see that all of that staining came up. And then we mopped these floors and left them a little bit wet so that you could see that there's no cupping or crowning, that those floors laid right back down. I share this with you just because I really want you to see an actual project that those blankets were used on, in which they were effective. Now, potentially on a commercial floor, you would do something like a tenting system here, but you could put down the DBK drying blankets on things like sports flooring or commercial flooring. They can also go down on carpet and pad. You can put them up against masonry as well. So I just wanted you to see some real before and afters of what the DBK heat drying blankets are able to do. And once you get a hold of that piece of equipment, you're really going to see that it's just kind of endless, the amount of ways that you're able to use it. So I highly recommend get yourself that boost bar initial set, and then just start seeing all of the different ways that you can use it in your restorative drying processes.